At number 10 we have No Moral. This manhwa is about attorney Yoon Shin, a person who doesn't complain about fighting help the side of a weak in the court. After his good record being recognized and because of his sister's power he got accepted in a large law firm company where he work under Kang Si-hun, his partner lawyer who like being at the top always wanted the glory and victory inside the court. Both of them have the opposite attitude and lifestyle that will make them hate each other at first because of how Kang Si-hun approached Yoon Shin when they first meet. This manhwa is giving a vibes where Kang Si-hun will cheat or do something to hurt Yoon Shin. By just the title I can smell a really sad and frustrating scene coming from this manhwa. So if you'll want a manhwa where the top is toxic then this manhwa is for you. At number 9 we have Why Not CEO. This manhwa is about Han Soo, a person who's been living with Woojin and fall for him since they were a kid. While Woojin is an adult that time when Han Soo told him that he wanted to marry his Hung. Time passed by and both of them served their country and started their adult life. That time Han Soo started to seduce Woojin by joining his company and Woojin on the other hand have the thought that Han Soo will probably cling on him if he gets a job. He just offer it for a reason to shut Han Soo but in his shock Han Soo is really good at art and have a great talent that make him regret not to offer him a job. At the end they started to work on one company they started their denial love story. This manhwa really shocked me because of the fact that Han Soo is a little kid when he asked Woojin for marry. Also that time Woojin is a high school student so I really don't know. At number 8 we have Hold Me Tight. This manhwa is about Felix, a very shy and innocent person who give Giovanni the heat he's been wanting to feel all his life. Giovanni on the other hand is the CEO of a big company with a very rare condition. Apparently Giovanni can't feel any heat from anything even if he make himself burn into fire. He's just going to get burned but still can't feel the heat he gets from being burned. And because of Felix he started to feel heat for the first time in his life. But the thing is he can just feel the heat from Felix's body if they did something. This manhwa is actually one of the best manhwa I've read because of its really interesting plot. So if you want a manhwa with a really unique plot then this manhwa is for you. At number 7 we have Sign. This manhwa is about Suwa, a cafe waiter who work under a deaf owner of the cafe Johan. Johan is a deaf who own a coffee shop with an unusual things happening. First is their coffee that tastes really bad and number 2 is their customers who never other things from their menu. They usually order things that is not in their cafe menu. And third is the owner who's deaf. When Suwa first come to Johan's coffee shop to apply he really don't care about much things. He just wanted to earn the money and live his life. But when he started he got asked to make a better coffee and learn sign language. That time Suwa wanted to get out of the cafe because of how his boss treat him and because of the costumers. But after hearing Johan's voice he got really attracted to it that he decided to keep his job for Johan. This manhwa is already popular but I still wanted to recommend it because of its good plot. And Johan is really giving me green flag moments. At number 6 we have Oh My Assistant. This manhwa is about Sunho, a comic artist who draw for his famous comic and been finding an outstanding and beautiful assistant. While his finding an assistant he got someone who is too task-oriented and has a prickly temperament for a person. This attitude turns out to be a little difficult to deal with for Sunho. One time Sunho asks Moo-young to pose for him one day to help with a sexy scene to his comics. But when he saw Moo-young's pose, Sono's got his junior up that hasn't stood for the last 2 years. This manhwa is really fun and adorable at the same time. It's actually giving me a vibes where they'll live a happily ever after. But does not end there, so if you want to know what happened to their love story, then this manhwa is for you. At number 5 we have Chanzing Mr. CEO. This manhwa is about Diokai, a normal employee who an otaku and been dealing with his boss for the last year's PF working. The reason why he keep on dealing with his boss is because his boss look exactly his favorite character Kane. On the other hand, Song Minhee is the president of the company where Dokei works. Minhee has great family, beautiful face and great sense in fashion. The only thing that Dokei hate about him is that he doesn't like him. When Dokei had enough with his boss he decided to resign but in his shock his boss don't want him to resign and just wanted him to keep his work. This manhwa is also one of the fun manhwa you can read to feel that green flag on every guy. At number 4 we have Will You Subscribe? This manhwa is about Hansok, a sales team manager who has been the most popular person in his company for being handsome. But because of a certain accident happened 3 years ago, this handsome Hansok become a lifeless and boring person. One day when Hansok is doing something, his friend show up and recommended him a person from Twitter who liked to film himself. By just looking at the video, Hansok already feel that the guy on the video is acutely his type. On the other hand, Dooyun is a stream on Twitter with a display name of Milk Tea. He just really want to have fun and does not have any intention of making a living of his video. So he decided to apply in some companies and he got accepted to the company where Hansok is. When Dooyun start his day, he posted a photo on his Twitter that caught the attention of Hansok to look for him in their company. And he succeeded, and that's where their interaction starts when Hansok decided to tell Dooyun that he knows that his milk tea from Twitter. At number 3 we have the use of a necktie. This manhwa is about Inha, a person who likes to play around regardless of gender he wanted to play with. But when he started to work under Chief Sun Wung, he started to feel tried and been stressed out to the point that he can't get out and have fun. But one time when he got a chance to have night full of fun and he did the best for night, but into his shock he saw Chief Sun Wung having fun on the street near the bar where he drinks. That day he decided to blackmail the chef, but it didn't work at all because of the fact that the chef is much more of a person than him. This manhwa is actually foo and funny at the same time because we get to see a really bulk uke. At number 2 we have Exotic Love. This manhwa is about Jaein, a third-generation chaebol that has the influence in entertainment industry. One day Jaein been thinking how bored his life is because most of the things he like is already in his hand and been doing for years. But before he decided to do something, he came across to this new movie director Hee Gyeom together with the rising actor Hee Sing, who retire at the peak of his career because of some issues staining his name. This interaction lead the three of them to start a new chapter of their life and have a really interesting daily routine. This manhwa is really something because it give me mafia boss type of manhwa, but into the why of being rich. At number 1 we have Undercover Partners. This manhwa is about Kyuho, a person who came from a rich family but wanted to get out of his family matter and wanted to live by himself. So he started a business, but he need a huge amount of money to do that. So he loaned money from the money launderer Kanga. Kanga also came from a rich family and been doing business on his own for the past years. But the whereabouts of Kanga is the only thing that Kyuho been dealing with because of how Kanga hide from everyone. With that, Kyuho did all the things he can to know the whereabouts of Kanga to the point that he can use his body for it. This manhwa is really fun because of our cute money launderer that really gave Kyuho a real hard time. That's it. I hope you guys have a great time watching this video and figure out what manhwa you should read next. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like this video. Also share it with your friends who also having a hard time choosing a new manhwa to read.